Okay, so with rounding decimals, we need to go back to our, place value charts, remembering that when we have a number, we have the ones place, tens, hundreds. On the other side, the right side of the decimal, we have the tenths. Good, hundredths and thousandths. And then we're also going to be thinking back to our number lines, but we're going to break something down a little bit more specific. So we're doing a number line example, and you need to be careful that you're not writing too big. Okay, so we have 47 on one end and 48 on the other. That means right in the middle, where we would normally have a 5 on a number scale, we have 47.5, 47 and 5/10. Then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Each of these being another tenth, right? So then what we're going to do is we are going to dig in to just this portion. So if you took these two lines and you zoomed in like we had a magnifying glass, okay, then we're going to have the following number line. Not in the electric right now, but there's one on the wall that works pretty good by the door. So notice we have 47.0, 47, and then over on this end we would have 47 and 1/10. So if we have zoomed in with our microscope to just this portion of the number line, this is what we have. When we break that down, we end up with 47.0, 47 and 0, 1. Let me see if I can zoom in a little bit for you. This one here is 47 and 0, 2. 47 and 0, 3, right? 47 and 3/100, 47 and 4/100, 47 and 5/100. This is important for today's lesson. And then see how this turned to 1, because really that could look like 10. See how it went from 8 to 9 to 10? Because when you have one more in after that 9/100, when it turns to 10, we now have a 1 in the 10th place and a 0 in the 100th place. Does that make sense? Okay, and then we're going to zoom in again. let's say we zoomed into this area. If we zoom in, here is our new number line. What is the first digit we're starting with? No, what's that whole number? 47 and 6/100. What's our last number for this small portion of the number line? We went from here to here. 47 and 7/100. Okay, so then we go 47 and 61 thousandths, really, because we're going to add a 1 after that 6. 47 and 62 thousandths. And this becomes harder to write. 47 and 63 thousandths. 47 and 64 thousandths. 47 and 65 thousandths. 47 and 66 thousandths. Do you see how each time the digits are going up by 1? 47 and 67 thousandths. 47 and 68 thousandths. And that one's a little bit skewed on actual spacing, but and 69 thousandths. So we go from 68, 69 thousandths to 7/100ths, because really this could look like this. It could look like 70 thousandths, but we don't need the 0 on the end. So when we round up, that changes. So we did this because with today's lesson, we really need to be able to think about rounding decimals. Okay, if I have the following number and I say round to the nearest ones place, which digit is in the ones place? No, stop, slow down. Which digit is in the ones place? The 7. So per the lesson, the 7 is what I'm rounding. The 6 is the helper, the digit to the right, correct? Okay. Then we think about the number line. Is 6 5 or more, or is it less than 5? More. So that means I would always be asking myself, okay, you can always do like a small number line. And you're going to go, make your little mountaintop. This is 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then I would take my pencil. I wouldn't use a pen or anything. And so this example is I have a 7. I might be rounding up to an 8. I need to decide. I'm going to take my helper and place it on the line. Oh, it's a 6. That means I'm rounding up. Okay? So then you have to keep what's in front, change what needs to be rounded, and get rid of the rest. That's it. When we say round to the ones place, you should have a number that stops at the ones place and everything behind it either is just gone or is zeros. So we're going to do one more problem together so I can make sure that you have it. Because I've seen a lot of mistakes earlier, so I just want to make sure we're certain. Okay, this one says round to the nearest tens. Which digit is in the tens place? Not the tenths place, the tens place. The 2, thank you. Underline, which digit is the helper? The 1. Notice to show your work, it can be something as simple as underline and put an arrow. Okay, but now that means I'm coming up here. That's why I said use pencil. I'm going to put my underlined digit in the first box and the nearest whole number in the next box. So 2, and then the nearest whole number is 3. But my helper is a 1. What does that mean? Right, which means I'm going to keep my 2. You're either keeping your number or rounding up 1. So since I'm keeping my 2, I will rewrite it with my 2, and everything else gets dropped or becomes zeros. So the answer is 20. You can't just leave that blank, right? Because we have a decimal here, so I had to fill it in with a 0. What questions do you have? I didn't hear your question.
Can you show like the whole paper?